GM, good morning. Welcome to the Milk Road Show, the daily crypto show that's as clutch as remembering your anniversary right before she does. I'm your host, Jay Hamilton, and today is a special episode. We are joined by 4 team members from the Milk Road team, 5 if you include myself, and we are giving you guys our bold predictions for crypto in 2025. 2025 is lining up to be the most explosive year in crypto yet. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, what narratives we think are going to pop off in the next year, and some surprise predictions at the end. So get ready, because trust me, this is going to help you guys set yourself up for the next year and also have a lot of fun by meeting some more members of our team. Before we jump in, we should take a minute to hear from our sponsors who make the show possible. Meet Odos, the DeFi aggregator that makes your token swap smarter, faster, and a whole lot easier. Tired of trading like it's 2019? Odos finds the best prices for your swaps across 900 liquidity sources and 14 blockchains, so you always get more bang for your crypto buck. Whether you're swapping, setting a limit order, or just avoiding gas fees like the plague, Odos has you covered. It's like having a genius trader in your pocket, minus the coffee addiction. Join 3 million wallets already using Odos to power over 6 billion in monthly trades. Start making smarter swaps today at milkroad.com/Odos. GM, gents, welcome to the Milk Road Show.
What up?
GM.
Guys, that was the lamest hello I've ever heard. Come on,
I'm
bring me some
stoked
energy.
to be here.
There we
First
go.
time.
There we go. Okay, that's what I like.
Somebody throw up the double peace sign.
Yeah, there we
someone.
go. Okay, let's start by introducing each guy here. This is the dream team behind Milk Road. This isn't the whole team, but this is a good part of our team. And I would love to go around and just have everybody introduce themselves to our audience so they can meet you guys. Kyle, I know you're on the show all the time, but I'll start with you. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Give us your best trade and your worst trade in crypto.
Ooh, so co-owner of Milk Road, along with my man over here, Jay. Also head of research on the pro side of things. My best trade is probably Ethereum. I bought it under $100 and have been holding it ever since. So it's got to be that, I would say. Although probably Bitcoin and Sol are very close in performance. And my worst trade would probably be Terra Luna. I didn't hold a ton of it. I held some and rode it all the way down to 0. So that's got to be the worst. Doesn't get any worse than that.
Anybody else hold Terra Luna to 0? No. Look at that. So don't listen to Kyle. Listen to everybody else in this call. Okay, Martin, you're up next.
Yeah, I'm Martin. I am an analyst in Milk Road, and I write pro reports for our community. Probably my worst trade was huge leverage on ETH before COVID crash happened. But at the same time, it was very costly. But then a few years back, I got a huge airdrop from DYDX. So it was also kind of the best trade ever. So yeah.
Man, there you go.
Even when Martin screws up, it works out, eh?
That's what happens when you're the chief NOP.
Yeah.
Nerd on payroll is what that stands for.
Wait, no, the chief NOP. And Kyle's Mr. Boss Man, of course. Okay, Tyler, or T-Gal, as everybody calls you at Milk Road, you're up next.
Yep, my name's Tyler, commonly referred to as Old Man River, I guess, because Chibi hates me.
Because of the gray hair. No, it's because of the gray hair. If you guys are watching YouTube, look at that hair.
Yeah.
He's the same age as us, but look at that hair.
It's actually younger than me.
I am the GM at Milk Road, which means I don't really do a whole lot, but I'm happy to be here. My best trade is kind of hard to pinpoint because I've never actually taken profits. So I'd have to go with ETH just because like I got that pretty early on, like I don't know, around like $400 or $500. So doing all right with that because I still actually have some, didn't lose it all. Worst trade ever would be probably weed stocks. Rode that all up like 5, 6x, and then all the way down to it. Literally in my thing, it says 0. Like it's actually completely gone to 0. So that's definitely the worst trade in the history of my life.
Worse than your Axie Infinity trade. Wow.
I thought you were gonna say Axie.
Actually, I've also written Star Atlas down to 0. So that's another one that I've taken down to 0. A lot of zeros for me. So this is why I'm not involved in the pro reports.
This is why you're the operator of the business. You're behind the scenes. But we had to bring in Old Man River into today's show. Okay. Last but not least, Chevy or Shivi, as we love to call you. Introduce yourself.
I'm Chevy. I write the daily newsletter. My worst trade of all time was Beyond Meat. I don't know what I was thinking.
What?
Like the burgers?
Yeah. Hippie. I don't know.
Oh my.
Brooklyn.
I had a bunch of successful trades, and I was like, I should expand my portfolio. And it was like the hot thing. But yeah, bad decision. Best trade of all time, probably either Solana or Tesla. Bought Tesla in 2017, and I was buying Solana at like $12. So if we're talking returns, that looks good on paper. Haven't realized them yet, though.
We'll do the same thing in a year from now and see.
Yeah, exactly. I'll go last. So I'm Jay. Everybody listening, you guys know me well. And my worst trade of all time is definitely my Moonbird. Bought a Moonbird for like 25K and fully round tripped it. It was like 150K at its peak. And I distinctly remember a meeting with Kyle where Kyle and Jeremy, who no longer works with us, came to the meeting and they were like, so you're going to sell it? And I was like, fuck no, I'm a genius. I'm riding this thing to the moon. Like, this is going all the way. What are you guys talking about? And Kyle was like, sell it, man, sell it. And I was like, nah, man, you don't know what you're talking about. And yeah, look at me now. My best trade, I got to say my best trade is just DCAing throughout the bear market. Like haven't taken profits on it yet, but literally I was DCAing on Bitcoin, Sol, and ETH all of 2023. By far will end up being my best trade, I'm sure, unless I hit some meme kind or AI agent in 2025, which
did you say meme kind? Won't. What's that? What's a meme kind?
It's a new kind of meme coin. Don't worry, you'll see it. It's coming. It's coming. Okay, let's jump into our predictions for 2025, starting with the king, Bitcoin. I'm going to start with T-Gal. What's your Bitcoin prediction for 2025?
Going with 160K.
160K. Okay. Let's keep going around. Chevy, what do you got?
150.
Ooh,
hey. Man, we got some bears in the room today.
Wow.
Okay. What do you guys hear mine? Jeez. I'll go next. I'm 240 for Bitcoin. Kyle, what you got?
Notice we set a range in pro a long time ago, which is between 150 and 250. And so notice these guys read our pro reports, obviously, and now they're trying to go their bear and bull, but they're keeping it within the range of pro. So
I changed to 149.
This price is right.
Yeah, I'm more around like the 175 is my kind of base case. But if the strategic Bitcoin reserve happens, then I think we blow past 250. I don't think that actually happens. So in my predictions, I didn't actually put a price point for Bitcoin. I just said I think we're going to go down to 40% Bitcoin dominance and a $10 trillion market cap. So it puts it around that 150, 200K market cap. So or 150, 200 price.
Mm-hmm.
Martin might be considered the chief nerd on payroll, but that was a pretty nerdy answer.
Yeah. Well, there is nothing new what I'm about to say. My prediction is always also around like 180. So let's see. But again, what Carl said is true. Like if the Bitcoin strategic reserve is approved, then we are living in a different prices.
Let's chat about that quick, just since we're bringing it up now. I was planning to talk about it later in the show. But Bitcoin strategic reserve. Anybody here think it happens in 2025?
No.
Nobody thinks it happens.
Hope
Anybody think Martin predicted it did.
Yeah, you think it happens in 2025, Martin?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I don't think it happens in 2025. I think at least 3 other countries announce a Bitcoin strategic reserve in 2025. Brazil seems to be heading in that direction. I could see like Saudi Arabia, Switzerland, a few others I could see doing that, but I don't think the US does it in 2025. Does anybody here think it never happens, or does everybody here think it happens eventually?
I think the game theory says it happens eventually,
Mhm.
or Bitcoin
Yeah,
goes
I
to
think
nothing. Well, not nothing, but if Bitcoin keeps growing, it feels like an inevitability.
Yeah, especially when you consider that like every country holds gold. So if Bitcoin is digital gold, then eventually every country will hold Bitcoin too, I think.
Yeah,
Sorry,
agree.
Old Man River.
I was just gonna say, I do think that some states will do it though. I just don't think that the actual country itself will.
Yeah, Florida,
I think-
Pennsylvania already heading in that direction.
Yeah, I think that they'll announce that they're not going to sell the Bitcoin they hold, but I don't think they're going to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Polymarket thinks there's a 26% chance it happens in the first 100 days of Trump being president.
Damn.
FYI.
I like those odds.
Do they have like other time frames?
You like a 26% odds?
I mean, in my
Better
mind,
than
it's like
zero.
not
So you're
happening.
saying there's a chance.
Let's be clear. So all of us are saying all of our Bitcoin price projections are based on this not happening. Like if this did happen, I think we're in a whole new paradigm for, listen to me, bull market vibes. We're in a new paradigm, guys. Any other Bitcoin predictions before we move on to ETH? I have one more to share. Is I think that institutions, so I'll like categorize like governments, corporations, major funds, I think will combine, ETFs all combined will buy at least 1 million Bitcoin in 2025.
What are we at now?
I don't know.
Did they buy more than 1 million just this year? Pretty sure they
Yeah,
did.
the ETFs have 1.1 mil, I think.
Yeah.
They flipped Satoshi's bags like a week or two ago.
Great prediction, Jay.
Great prediction, eh? Jeez.
Got to read the daily
Next.
newsletter. What are you doing?
Yeah, literally we did a story on that like 2 days ago.
Okay, let's move on to ETH. ETH predictions for 2025. Kyle, you can go first.
Like price point? I think it goes, I didn't really write predictions for this, so I don't know, but I would say it goes above 10K.
10K sounds pretty good. Old Man River.
I got 12K. I'm optimistic.
I'm with you. I'm 12K too. I'm at that 12K mark. Shivi.
200.
11K. And I'm not just saying that to be in the middle. I literally have it written down. Okay, here's my thing. 10K is a cop out. Everyone's saying 10K. Kyle, you got to go above or below.
9,999.
Yeah, Bitwise 7,000.
NOP.
Oh, okay, I'll be the bear here. Let's say 8K.
8K. Why are you feeling bearish?
I feel like Ethereum can lose some steam because of some of layer 2s will use alternative DAs and not Ethereum, and it might steal the spotlight for ETH. And yeah, like all the new retail and the hype will just be kind of stopped, and Celestia or other alternative DAs can really like go up and take benefits. But in the meantime,
Retail has no idea what DA is. If someone moves from using Ethereum to something else for DA, retail doesn't give a shit.
Somebody want to explain for our audience what DA is? For
I zoned out.
audience members who don't know.
No one's going to care, and it's not going to matter to the price of your asset.
It's data availability, everybody.
Yeah. Here's my prediction for Ethereum. ETFs will introduce staking and provide a yield to ETF holders, ETH ETF holders, and that's going to drive a narrative because retail does care about that. So do institutions. Retail doesn't care about DA costs.
I think that Ethereum ETF, let's just talk about that for a second. Obviously, Kai, your prediction is get staking. That would be huge for the ETH ETF. Had a rough year this year. Great start, great finish to the year, but rough up until then. How's everybody feeling about the ETH ETF going into next year?
I feel like we're seeing a turnaround that is likely to continue, which I'm confident about. Stoked to see it.
Yeah, it feels like the tailwinds right now are headed in the right direction, and the ETH ETF could really soar next year. Any other ETH predictions before we go on to Solana? Everybody's feeling like okay about ETH. All right, let's go on to Sol. I'm going to start with Shivi because you are the Sol king, holding purely Sol in your bag. Is it 100% Sol? No, it's not 100% Sol, is it? Your crypto portfolio?
Yeah, I think there's like $500 of goat. which I'll sell into Sol.
And that's
I bought it at our retreat.
And,
it seemed
but that's
fun.
like 50% of your portfolio, right? You only got about 1,000 in total in crypto.
Yeah. It's been a rough year. So my Sol prediction is $800, which for me, I look at it as like I try and sandbag because I've gotten caught up in the whole like, it's going to this big round number, $1,000, and I make the mistake of holding, thinking like, surefire, I think it's going to happen, round tripping. So for me, I'm always like shave a couple $100 off the top of it, stick with that.
So is that prediction more based upon like your sell target then versus your actual like peak market target?
No, my sell targets are all time based, again, to stop myself from getting into playing that game. But realistic, like I would be stoked if it goes over 800, and I wouldn't be shocked. Like anything can happen, especially with like the setup we're seeing at the end of this year. But I think I wrote 800 down like to myself about a year ago, and I thought I was being a little like over bullish now, and I'm trying flip into bearish mode. So my version of that is just not adjusting it.
All right, I like it. Old Man River.
I got Sol at 750. I think like based off like my ETH 1-2, I think that they're both going to perform relatively the same for the rest of the cycle. Like I think Sol's already done its huge moves, and I think ETH will either like slightly outperform for the rest of the way, or it'll kind of be similar, is what I'm kind of thinking. Don't have a lot of like data to support that, but it's just a gut feel,
And that gut's done well for you in your investing career, huh?
Yeah.
He's just a sponge. He's just soaking in all the pro reports you guys are writing. All right, that's gut comes from a lot of research, a lot of reading. I got Sol. Go ahead, Old Man River.
Last cycle I didn't have pro. Okay, so this cycle is going to be a lot different.
There you go. I got Sol at 1,000, and I think the Sol ETF gets approved and is a big catalyst for Sol in 2025, particularly because I think the ETH ETF struggled so much. I can see the Sol ETF having a much better start, and that kind of creating a new narrative for Sol that drives it to 1,000. NOP, what do you got for Sol?
Yeah, I'm also in the range of 800. And I also think that the ETF will get approved next year. So obviously it's a huge catalyst and inflows.
Okay. Mr. Bossman.
Yeah, my top number for it is 1,000. My sell number is obviously much lower than that, but I think it might see 1,000 price point. I think it's kind of like the meme of Bitcoin going to 100K. Sol is going to do the same. If it gets up to 800, it's definitely going to 1,000 is my opinion. To be clear though, if that happens, it's like for a day or like half a day or an hour. You know what I mean? Like it's like the blow off top type scenario. Yeah, I think it might hit 1,000. It'd put it similar to what Ethereum did last cycle. So in terms of market cap.
Okay. Everybody's feeling pretty good about Sol. I like to see it. Let's jump into the next big narrative for 2025. What do we think is going to be the big narrative for 2025? I'm gonna go back to Shivi first on this one. Shivi, what do you think is going to be the big narrative? Oh, he's excited.
I'm stoked because I'm pretty sure everyone's going to say the same thing. Agential AI. I just wrote a big report on it today, and I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing it. It's the perfect mix of like exciting tech with degen, shareable. It's happening. It's going to replace meme coins or add to them.
Does anybody have a narrative you think is going to be the biggest in 2025 other than AI agents?
Biggest when you say or next?
Okay, good question. Biggest is a difficult one to predict. Let's just say next.
Does it have to be like a retail driven narrative?
Nope.
Okay, here's one of my predictions. I don't know if it's necessarily a narrative, but I'm sure it will gain a lot of traction and be a thing. But what I think is that next year is the first time that institutions are going to report that they use DeFi stablecoin providers like Maker or Athena, and they start to use dollars and generate yield for their dollars on their balance sheets. And I think that's really going to pick up storm. It probably starts with something like Coinbase. I mean, they already kind of do it with USDC anyway, but they don't. I guess they don't do it with the DeFi stablecoin provider. But I think once regulation gets approved, which I'm pretty sure Trump's going to do in his first 100 days, I think corporations start to jump at this, and I think that's going to be a big narrative. It's not going to be the big narrative that like retail trades, obviously, because there's nothing there. Although I don't know, maybe Athena and Maker really take off because of that. But I think that's going to be a big story.
Yeah, everybody loves a nice 10 to 25% yield on their cash. Like, why would institutions not be getting into that, especially when T-bills are going down right now? So that's nice. What do you think about stable coins? You think stable coins rip in the next year? Obviously, nearing or actually at all-time highs, almost 200 billion right now as of this recording.
I mean, if institutions are putting on their balance sheets, then it has no choice but to go way, way, way up. So yeah, I think it does. I think it's massive. Like it probably doubles in the next year. We're currently at 200 billion. I think it could go to 400 billion in 1 year. If this happens with institutions, it could be even more than that.
I agree. And I think that right now the decentralized stablecoins are just like very small percentage of all stablecoins. I think the share of these decentralized one, which also offer integrated yield, will grow and can reach like double digits market share.
You think the market share will grow versus USDT and USDC?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have strong conviction in that, but I can see it. I can see it.
So you guys think that if corporations start dabbling in stablecoins, they're going to skip past USDC and USDT, and they're going to go to like Maker?
There's no yield on USDC and USDT, so there's no reason for them to hold it. They might as well just hold dollars and not touch crypto. The only reason they hold stablecoins is to go and get the yield.
I see.
Let's be clear here. Do you think this is like major corporations, like Fortune 500 companies? Because I don't, my hesitation there. So Microsoft just voted down to buy Bitcoin, right? Amazon's got a vote coming up now. Everybody's seen that proposal, I'm sure, that Amazon should take 5% of their $88 billion in cash or cash equivalents and go buy Bitcoin, which would be actually absolutely awesome. But I don't think any major corporation is going to do it in 2025 because it's just too much risk for a CFO of one of these major corporations to go dabble in decentralization at this point. It's not worth their job and worth their risk. So I don't see it happening.
In Bitcoin, yes, it's too much risk because it's so volatile. In a stable coin, they're already holding dollars. They're holding 88 billion, you just said. Why not throw 10% of that and get 25% from Athena or 12% from Maker, right? It's still just $1. There's obviously added risk, but not the volatility risk. And I think because these have been around for so long now, at least in Maker's case, it's a whole different story. So yeah, I think we'll see, I don't know if like an Amazon or Microsoft, I think we'll see big corporations, public companies that will do it. So long as regulation gets thrown in. That's the thing holding everyone back right now, of course.
Yeah, it definitely feels real good about regulation in the year. It's just a question of how fast it comes. It's so hard to predict how fast regulation comes, which is, I think with Trump and obviously with all of the pro crypto people he has behind him, it feels like it could happen quite quickly. What about gaming? Anybody feeling gaming for 2025? I'll throw out my gaming prediction. I've called gaming every year and been wrong. So I'll admit that off the top. You might want to just like mute and not even listen to this prediction because I haven't been.
You're doing it again?
I'm doing it again. I'm fucking doubling down here. We just did a show with Pierre's Kicks from Delphi Ventures, and he got me so hyped on gaming. And let's be clear, for good reason. Off the Grid, which is a new game that launched a few months ago, has absolutely been crushing it and consistently crushing it. It's not like it had a big blast off the top and then went to zero. It's been consistently crushing it. And so I think gaming does finally, here's my prediction for gaming. I don't think the whole gaming sector goes, but I think that at least one game will reach 1 million monthly active users and will become a mainstream crypto app that everyday people are using, and it's getting them on chain. They're buying and selling NFTs. They're trading NFTs. That's my prediction for 2025. I don't necessarily know that the whole gaming sector goes because the problem is gaming needs AAA games, and we still only have a few. And there's a lot that are aiming to launch in 2025. So I feel like with all those launching, and if it doesn't go, then I will never predict gaming again.
By the way, that's the time. That's the moment that you FOMO into every gaming token you can possibly think of.
Yeah. Anybody else got gaming? Anybody else feeling gaming, or am I the only one?
I'm with you on that. Like, I don't know if it's going to pop, if it's going to become a narrative, but the off the grid success, that it just kind of like, it felt like it happened in the background. It's like what we've been talking about all along is like the crypto functionality isn't the key feature. It's in the background. It's just a fun game to play that has Web3 crypto functionality built into it. We've been waiting for this for so long, and not only has it like popped off, but it's sustained it. It's like whether or not it becomes a huge narrative of 2025, I wouldn't be surprised if it just quietly confirms it. Like it's a proof of concept for the rest of the industry that everyone else follows. Because I feel like last cycle it was like Web3 has to be at the center of everything, and then the experience itself is a total letdown. It's like this like sparse, empty metaverse. It's like who wants to hang out there? Like very few people. Snoop Dogg for a little bit, and then he left.
Snoop's everywhere. Is there anywhere Snoop isn't? Snoop's on my TV. He's in Fortnite. He's on my social media. He's in the Super Bowl. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's come.
I'll go into gaming. First, I think there's already multiple games in Web3 that have more than 1 million daily active users, let alone monthly. So I think you're very low on your prediction. Pixels is one of them. I think there's 2 games on Ronin that have more than 1 million monthly active users. Plus, there's the Telegram games that have way more than 1 million monthly active users. So I think
I'm not including Telegram. I'm taking Tap.
There's that Myosin, I think is called, or I don't know if it's Myosin, Myo something that has games, and then there's Ronin that has a couple games, and both they have multiple ones over 1 million already. So I think we'll see this for sure. I think we'll start to see a lot of games that are launching in 2025. Do we have a breakout one though? That's the one I'm unsure if we really get that or not. But I do think gaming will just consistently like slowly improve. But if we go into speculative like mania, like we did 2021, there'll be some ridiculous speculative games that just go off the wall and then they completely blow up again.
Yeah. The other thing that gaming kind of does, especially in Web3, is they launch like such a lower end product than what like their trailers and their end game show to be. So like Illuvium did this where they're like, this is what the game is. It's like, oh, this is sick. And they launch their beta and it's like playing video games back in like 1990. So there'll be a lot of launches, but I don't think that there's going to be a lot of launches of like AAA games like what you're used to in Web2.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like Off the Grid so much, because it launched with a legitimate AAA game, and I think that I actually disagree. I think we will see legit AAA games launch in 2025 because I think they've been working on them for like 3 to 5 years. They've been working on these games for a long time, and these games are being made by gaming studios that have raised hundreds of millions of dollars. So they have the capital, they have the teams, they have they have game developers from top previous gaming studios. They have storytellers who have like written scripts for movies and written scripts for TV shows. They have all the people in place to actually go build some of these games, which is one of the reasons why, if you go back and listen to the episode with Pierre's Kicks, and he talks about the team behind Off the Grid, it's like literally like just an absolute legendary team. It's incredible. Let's go back to AI agents. I know Chevy predicted AI agents, and I think we all feel pretty good about AI agents. Right now, AI agents, we got 9 billion total market cap for AI agents. We got we haven't had an AI agent get above $1 billion yet. We got one that's getting close. Turbo, 900 million, getting real close to $1 billion.
Didn't Goat go above $1 billion, or is that not counted as an AI agent?
Goat did go above $1 billion. Goat is like a crossover between. It's more of a meme coin in my mind, and I know you might say that all AI agents are meme coins, but to me, a true AI agent coin is an AI agent who actually does stuff and has a wallet, some sort of like mission to go create content or go do something that coin there that you're betting on that catching, whereas like Goat was really just like an AI agent launching a meme coin, so it feels a little bit different to me. Where do you guys think AI agents? Any predictions for like total market cap for AI agents or individual AI agents? Do you think we see an AI agent get to 10 billion? I'm calling 2 right now. I think 2 AI agents get to 10 billion in 2025.
Yeah, I think the AI agent meta. Yeah, I think that the meta continues to get bigger in 2025 as these things start to do a little bit more stuff. I don't understand why there's a token associated with any of them. I don't think that really makes sense. So I think, again, you can have AI agents and not have a token. You don't need this is what crypto always does. We just attach token to everything, even if it doesn't make any sense. And I think that's what we've done with AI agents. So like the meta probably though just continues. And as long as AI agents get popular, then the tokens around them will get worth more. It's just how crypto works. It's like AI was doing really well. It had nothing to do with crypto, but there was crypto tokens attached to them. And so those tokens did really well early this year. I'm sure the same thing will happen here with AI agents.
I think we will see an emergence of AI agents which needs token to exist, and they will find ways how to benefit from using on-chain and doing on-chain activities. And like, we are yet to explore all the opportunities here. We still haven't unlocked like everything, but I think this can be pretty huge, and that's what we are about to discover in 2025.
The real unlock of crypto and AI agents is AI agents just using crypto to like work on the internet, right? Like that's an obvious use case, but to them to have equity of a AI agent, like I don't really get. Unless it becomes like a social token. Like remember social tokens was a thing years ago where it's like, hey, I'm going to be this big influencer, going to get really big on Twitter, but I'm going to launch a token and you guys can like get a share of my revenues in the future. Like, that's Luna, that's kind of what these are.
Big one on
like,
virtuals.
Yeah. And previously that was actually technically illegal. You couldn't really do that. It was technically like you were selling a security. And so you couldn't do that. Maybe that changes now. But again, like, I don't know. I think regulation will improve in the US. I don't think they're just going to allow anyone to just launch a token and sell it. Like it's still a security. I think things that aren't securities will become not securities, but I think there will still be securities laws. So I just don't know if this, and then how does that work to an AI? I have no freaking idea. So it's going to be a weird gray area for a bit there.
I think there'll be a big selling of hype around the concept or the promise of AI agents being revenue generating machines. Yeah. They won't actually do it, but that'll be the promise. Next cycle, they'll probably figure out some way to actually return, the tips they earn on TikTok or the GIFs.
Right.
At this point, I think it's all just like somewhere in a white paper, but I still think that's enough in a moment of euphoria for people to be like, this is the next big thing. I'm getting an early $10 billion market cap.
Actually, you know what I can see happening? Pierce talked about this a little bit, how there's like people sending their tokens to these AI agents wallets to like get marketing. I can see this actually becoming a real thing where big businesses in 2025 actually do sponsorship deals with these AI agents because their followings get so big. I can for sure see that happening. And so like if they find a way to then tie that into revenues, then sure. Like into the token holders, then maybe that's how the market cap goes like crazy or just speculation around that. I don't know, but it'll be cool to see that all play out.
I think we will see something like Fiverr or Upwork where you have all these agents which can like help you with certain tasks. And then you might need tokens to coordinate the kind of the people who are contributing to that project or who want access to that token, to that agent, right? Those kind of stuff are going to emerge. I'm pretty sure it's going to be really interesting.
An AI version of Fiverr is crazy.
This is a great idea. Yeah. That's a great idea. Somebody go make that. Who's listening to this?
Here's a prediction. The most used crypto AI at the end of 2025 will be a Milk Road AI.
Ooh.
That's my prediction. A little bit of alpha on what's being
but it doesn't have a token. Let's just be clear. Token. We are never launching a token, everybody. There is no token. If you have gotten any emails...
Don't say never. We're not.
No, I am saying never. We're never launching a token because everyone needs to stay safe out there. Never.
Yes, we do not have a milk token, but
we definitely won't launch it in an email.
What about the thing that stands out for me about AI agents is just the comparison to pumped up fun, and I completely agree. Like my AI agent predictions have nothing to do with fundamentals here, and that fact that these AI agents actually do useful things and need a crypto token. This is all just like I look at pumped up fun and what happened in 2024, and wow, like absolutely mental, makes no sense, kind of scary in what way we ended up the year. And then I look at AI agents. And two things stand out for me. One, I think great investment opportunity in the picks and shovels of AI agents because you can invest in virtuals or A16Z DAO, these AI agent creators, these AI agent protocols that are allowing you to launch those. So I think that's a big opportunity. And then I also think that like we're so early still. We only have like I don't know, like a few hundred. I mean, I got cookie.fun up right now. They're only tracking 335 AI agents. Now, I don't know what their criteria to track an AI agent is, but like 335 AI agents is nothing compared to the amount of tokens that launched on pumped.fun.
To remember about AI is a year is a very long time for AI. Like crypto protocols like DeFi stuff, whatever, that grows linearly in terms of its improvements, right? Like Uniswap has had V2 and then V3 and then V4. So it's gotten better over the years, but it's taken 5-6 years for it to come out to V4, I think we're at right now. These AI agents are going to get smarter, and they already are getting smarter and more useful like daily. And that's only going to escalate, and that's going exponential. And so what AI agents can do today versus what they'll be able to do near the end of 2025 is going to be mind blowing. And I don't think anyone's ready for that. And so like, if you talk about where the biggest growth sector can be, if AI really does continue to improve at the pace it is, it's for sure in this. And like what we know of AI agents today is going to be completely different in a year from now. So there's definitely opportunity in there.
Okay, love it. Okay, let's wrap with, I'm gonna give everybody a chance. We have all written our 2025 predictions, and if you guys don't already subscribe to the newsletter, go subscribe because you can read all of our predictions in the newsletter. But I want to give everybody a chance to give one more prediction. One more prediction. It could be a prediction that you want to give some piece of advice to our audience. Could be a fun prediction. Old Man River, I know you got some funny ones in yours, so feel free. I'll give everyone a chance to give one more prediction. Old Man River, I'll start with you.
First, I want to, because I didn't get to give my big narrative. I want to give my big narrative.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
It's a weird one, and it's shot in the dark, but I think meme coins are moving to Bitcoin network, and there's going to be something weird go on there for a couple of weeks. That's my next big narrative.
I guess they did it with NFTs. They did it with L2s.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah, that's smart, actually. That's funny. It'll be very short-lived, but there will definitely be some alpha there. That's a good one. I like that.
That'll be one where if you are in the trenches and you catch it early, you could do incredibly well, but most people will catch it 2 weeks or a month in, and it'll be too late.
I got a prediction to go on to that. If that happens, the Bitcoin reserve that was going to happen gets shut down because of just idiocracy on the chain. Let's hope that doesn't happen, actually.
Okay, you got Old Man River. You got one more for us? Give us
throw like a fun one in there. I think that the Super Bowl in 2025 will have 3 different crypto ads in it or more.
Nice.
Okay, we can test that one soon.
I think 2 is the current was the record, maybe, but
no, there had to be more than 2 in 2021. There was FTX. I think there was Coinbase. Depends if you count eToro, but I think there was
5. I think there was 5.
There was a bunch.
What?
Well, there was also like Bored Ape Yacht Club made an appearance, but it wasn't a commercial. Yeah, there was a bunch.
Oh, I want to go higher than 3 then.
Well, I mean, there was like 0. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
Last year was 0. Well, this year
last year was 0.
Yeah.
This year. Yeah.
Anyway, good one.
All right. Yeah,
all right. Chief NOP, give us one more before we let you go.
I think that multiple layer ones will have fully diluted valuation above 100 billions. And
100 billion.
I'm not talking about Solana or Ethereum. I'm talking about the new layer ones that emerged in the last 2 years.
So like the Suis and the Aptos and those?
Yeah, BitTensor, Celestia, all these kind of guys.
Right.
There'll be multiple.
So you're not counting BNB, Solana. Yeah. What about like Tron? What about Avalanche? No. Okay. So just the new stuff.
New ones. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Not the Dino coins. Okay. I like that one. Shivi, what do you got for us?
All right. I got a piece of advice that I wish I had. I probably was given it a million times. I wish I had listened to it. Make a plan to sell. And if you don't subscribe to Pro or you don't have the abilities to figure out price targets that are actually going to be hit, just go with time. Just time base it, because then hands off, do it over a year, 10 months if you need to. So little bits as you go along. It will just stop you from getting wrecked, and it'll give you money to invest as the market dips.
And actually,
please, for the love of God.
I don't know what date this podcast goes out, but we actually have a pro report all about selling based off time, right around whenever this recording goes live. So kind of combines the two there, Chevy. So well done.
I'm very intuitive. I keep telling you this.
And with your lighting, you look like you have a great tan too. Mr. Bossman, let's go to you.
Yeah, so I have 2 real quick. I think first, Base surpasses all L1 chains to become the number 1 chain in daily active addresses, daily transactions, and DEX trading volumes. So right now, Solana has absolutely owned that. One of my predictions last year was that Solana would become number 1 in all these, and it did. And so I nailed that one, and now I'm going to bet that Base flips Solana on all these metrics, the most important ones. So that's my first one.
I got to pause you there for a sec. Give us a
Yeah.
Coinbase stock prediction. What do you think for coin?
Ooh, by the end of the cycle, I think it hits a $500 billion market cap. It is currently sitting at 75 billion. So if you want some alpha, our pro members know this. They've been all over this. I've been screaming at this for weeks now. I think Coinbase might be one of the best performing. I actually think the best risk reward bet this cycle is Coinbase, not Bitcoin, not ETH, not Sol. At this point.
So you think Coinbase like well outperforms both ETH and Sol?
Yeah, correct.
I would
love it.
And it's way smaller than all of them, right? It's like half the market cap of Solana. So it can move much easier. And it actually has access to capital on
it's
traditional rails, where Solana doesn't. Yeah. And it's just very well misunderstood from Wall Street. Okay, hold on. My last one is Doge becomes the first and only meme coin to reach $100 billion market cap this cycle.
Does it get an ETF?
Ooh, didn't think about that one, but probably. I don't know.
I think I could see Doge getting an ETF.
Yeah,
I'll make that prediction. I think Doge gets an ETF.
But I think Elon's going to just crush the government, like do really well is what I mean by crush next year. And the better he does, the more Doge rips. So I think Doge goes to $1.
What did Elon do? He took Twitter staff and cut it down by like 70% or something like that. Now he's basically got the same mandate for the government with the Department of Governmental Efficiency, Doge. Talk about pumping Dogecoin immediately. Chief NOP, I feel like you were going to say something about coin. Were you? If you were, feel free to jump in on that.
My prediction is that coin will be listed in S&P 500, and it will be among top 5 performers over the whole year of 25.
Oh, both of us bullish coin. Look at this.
Okay.
I want to be bullish
right now. T-Gal is sitting there right now going, fuck, I got to put a bunch of money into coin right now.
No, already done it. I'm
Nice.
liking all this.
Nice. Although there's one other stock that will outperform Coinbase or might outperform Coinbase. Anyone know what that is?
Tesla.
Yeah, 100%.
Is it my weed stocks?
No.
Probably not.
Okay, Chief NOP, you got actually you already did your last prediction, so I'm last up. I'm gonna say here's my prediction, and this isn't really a prediction. This is more of a piece of advice. Is most people will fail to take profits, despite this being one of the craziest years in crypto, despite it being a huge opportunity, despite the fact that everybody listening is going to increase your wealth considerably. Most people will fail to take profits. So here's what I'm going to do. Everybody listening, I'm going to give one of you a pro subscription because we're talking about it so much today. So if you comment on YouTube, I'm going to pick one person who comments on YouTube for this episode, and I'm going to gift you guys a pro subscription, one of you guys. So comment that you want pro or comment anything, and I'll pick one
for 2025.
Comment a prediction. Comment which one of us you trust the most, which one of us you think is the best predictions, and I'll pick one of you, and I'll give you a pro subscription. I'll gift that to you myself for the year. I'll pay for it for the year, and I think it'll be the best way to help you take profits, and that's why I'm going to do that for you guys.
Are you actually going to pay for it, or are you just going to give a discount? Because I want to know, are we getting these revenues, or what's going on here?
Yeah.
Just like a caught in the
Did you
weeds,
run
man.
this by the GM?
It's like a caught in the weeds. It's like a caught in the weeds. All right, don't worry.
Did you get this approved by the GM or what?
Yeah, it's going to be a little things happening in the background. Okay, gents, thank you so much for joining us. What we're going to do is we're going to do this again a year from now, and we're going to do a recap and see how we all did and score us all. But until then, everybody, have yourselves a happy holiday, have yourselves a happy new year, and best of luck to all of you in 2025. Thanks to the team. Shout out. Have a wicked awesome day, everybody. Thanks for listening in. As always, if you liked today's episode, please hit subscribe and make sure you follow us so you don't miss out on the next one. There's also a link in the description to our free 5-minute daily newsletter where we simplify crypto for you while making you laugh. And if you're willing to step up your crypto investing game, we're going to also leave a link for Milk Road Pro. You get access to our portfolio where you can see exactly what we are buying. This is your #1 resource to help you invest successfully in crypto. One final note, this show is for educational purposes only, and nothing we say is financial advice. Investing in crypto or any asset is risky, and you should never invest more than you can afford to lose. Thanks so much for listening in, my friends. Have a wicked awesome day.